Cheese. All right, welcome back to another episode of That's Some Cheese, part of the Vendetta Sports Podcast Network. Today is Friday, January 31st. We have my good buddy Baker again on the line, a.k.a. Don Chach. Baker, what's going on today? How you doing?
Yeah, what the fuck is up, Trey? I am doing great. I'm driving home from Philly at a nice half day. Ready to start drinking because it's fucking Super Bowl weekend. And I'm ready to go, man. I'm just excited. I'm pumped. I'm electric. Electricity is flowing through my veins right now, much like the 2 scoops of pre-workout I take before every day of work to just get me through the goddamn day. And I'm just ecstatic to be back on That's Some Cheese.
That's actually not a bad idea. I never thought about taking pre-workout before I have to work. That's a pretty good idea.
It gets you in the right mindset, and I work in Philly. It's an hour drive into the city. It's 2 hours for me to get home. I got to get pumped up some way. And, like you and I have mentioned on the show before, we're wrestlers. We're a little crazy, right? So my morning ritual is before I go into work and I listen to and I go do some sales, I take my pre-workout and I listen to the same songs. I listen to the most generic pump-up song of the last 20 years. Remember the Name by Fort Minor? I listen to that every fucking day, and it is hilarious. Been listening to a lot of Mac Miller this week. I think I've listened to all 8 of his albums, so it's been great.
I haven't really talked about this at all, but I pretty much do the exact same thing at the gym. I'm a psycho, and I'm at the gym for 2 hours a day. Not every day, but when I go, I'm there for 2 hours a day. And a good 20 minutes of it is me just walking around in circles, fucking screaming at shit, having the same song playing that's cursing at me, dead heavy metal music, and I'm all jacked up and my eyes are bouncing around off the fucking shit.
Yeah, dude. I mean, picture that. That is how I get ready for work. I throw on my music, and sometimes I am listening to heavy metal. It could be Slayer, Pantera, and I'm just going in. And then I go inside. This past month I did $600,000 in sales, and I'm just fucking going in. So it's just, God, it's a long day.
the only thing I'll plug on some Taylor Swift once in a while, but outside of that, it's all heavy metal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, the way I look at it is, I treat everything as a competition. So I want to be the best. And so when I was wrestling, I had my wrestling playlist, and that's what I listened to before work. So it's funny.
All right, so we got 2 things to dive into here. Number 1, for those who haven't listened, Don Chach has his show, Passionate Guys. There are 2 episodes out. You can really listen to the old episodes because there's not anything that's out of date or anything. Tell everyone what they should be looking out for when it comes to Passionate Guys, what kind of show you guys do. Give the people a little bit of a preview to what to look for.
So let me go in on this. Absolutely. For you Vendetta sports fans, you might remember I used to have my old podcast, Keep It To Yourself. I started another new one. I'm also a regular on this show, That's Some Cheese. So me and 3 of my best friends from high school, just a couple of degenerates, Drew, Colby, and Chode, we started our own podcast one night. We were getting drunk, drinking a case, and we thought, hey, why don't we record ourselves getting into our deep thoughts? And, the thing is, every episode is the same. We get drunk and we talk about everything and anything. I think last episode we were talking about Christopher Drew got into a fight at a gas station, and we discussed Wawa versus Sheets out of it. And because it happened at a Sheets, we talked about dropping acid. We talked about big NFL signings. It's really everything and anything. We talked porn stars one day. Everything and anything. We're just here to make it entertaining for you guys. And we're starting a little bit of a merch store, getting our word out there, our stuff out there. The Twitter is going to be up and running by the end of today, January 31st. Next episode will hopefully be out on Sunday before the Super Bowl. And, Trey, you were on one of the episodes. I think you meshed great with my guys, like my friends. Obviously, you're one of my best friends as well. But you can attest for it. We're just talking everything and anything, and we're just a bunch of degenerates. It's pretty much all I can say. It's the summary. It's a synopsis. Some would say an accurate representation of my life. If I were to sum it up, I would just say ride the wave and don't be afraid to be a degenerate. Yeah.
Well said. I should say Chach fits in really well with the Vendetta brand. Last thing on this, you are starting a little bit of a merch store. It's going to be kind of an underground thing for a little bit. If anybody who's listening out there wants to buy, maybe you're starting with hats, I think.
Yeah, so let me go in on the merchandise too. So I've been Trey. So for those of you that don't know, I'm Trey's, I would say, number 2. I write a little bit here and there when I have the time, but mainly I'm on the podcast and I'm the behind the scenes guy. I've been working on the merch for a while, reaching out to companies to try to partner with them. And right now what we're going to be doing is hats. We're starting with just plain, simple dad hats. I have a couple of other companies interested, but it's going to be on request right now. So if you are listening to this, the comment sections are going to start to be put up on our websites, on our articles, and on our podcast. So comment an order, and I will reach out to you directly, and I will be able to get your information and order your stuff in and ship it to you directly. Right now, it's going to be a bit of a lead time, so don't be afraid to do bigger orders, so maybe we can rush it in for you. So, hats are simple, and shirts. We're going to start doing T-shirts as well. So if you're interested, give me a shout. My Twitter is Chachi126. I'm on Facebook. I'm an admin on the Facebook Vendetta page. So if you message us directly, if you message the Twitter directly, and just say give me your information, what you want, and I will get that out to you ASAP Rocky.
Or the new Passionate Guys Twitter handle, which was Keep It To Yourself. Can always reach out there too.
Yes. That Twitter handle is going to be put up today. I haven't finished it yet, so I'll get that to y'all in a bit.
All right, so let's jump into the Super Bowl now. Super Bowl 54.
Super Bowl Sunday, baby.
Chiefs 49ers. Let me say this.
Dude.
I'm actually very excited for this Super Bowl. How does it rank for you? Because I know, yes, you're an Eagles fan, but I thought last year's Super Bowl sucked. Like, I wasn't looking forward to that at all.
Last year was the worst. Last year was the worst Super Bowl I've ever watched. I watched the whole goddamn motherfucking game. So I'm really excited for this week. I think you got the most explosive all-around offense, and I'm not taking anything away from the Ravens, but
stop it.
All right, just hear me out. Come on. The Ravens had a very explosive offense.
Stop it.
The Chiefs, will you shut the hell up? Honestly, just shut the hell up. Are you shutting the hell up?
I'm waiting.
All right. The Chiefs have been able to do it for 2 seasons straight. it's not just one guy. Like Lamar Jackson was great in the regular season, didn't do diddly poo in the fucking postseason, and they lost a Titans team led by I thought was washed up Ryan Tannehill.
King Henry, woo woo.
Woo woo. Big truck. But, yeah, so, I mean, the Chiefs have done it week in and week out for the last 2 seasons, and, dude, everybody on that team is a threat, even the backup receivers and running backs, and I'm really excited for it, and you got, I would say, top 2 best defense in the league with the Niners. I mean, it's going to be fun to watch, dude. I'm really excited for it. I think it's going to be a great matchup. I have Chiefs winning. I really want my boy Andy to get his first Super Bowl. That guy did a fucking phenomenal job in Philly. He'll always be a Philly legend as a coach. And, I mean, everyone shit talks Andy Reid, but that dude went through a lot of stuff personally. Like, his son died of an overdose as coach of the Eagles, and everyone talks about how he couldn't finish a game, but, I mean, you bring it down to Donovan McNabb, too, ruining the goddamn relationship with T.O., and I mean, I look at it as Andy Reid has been due, Hall of Fame coach, and I'm really excited for him to I hope he can pull it out, because, as everyone knows, he has a horrible track record with big games.
Let me say this. I didn't hate the game style. Like 13-10 football game, I love. I loved good defensive battles. But it wasn't a good defensive battle. It was Jared Goff just sucking.
And Jared Goff got exposed after a season where the prodigy head coach, the young McVay, his offense was great. And then Jared Goff looked like a superstar. But Jared Goff is garbage. And he should not be talked about the way that he is. He is
correct.
Complete garbage.
But I'm more than fine with a defensive battle. It was just watching Jared Goff play was just making my eyes bleed. This one I'm excited about.
This one I'm excited about. It's going to be great, dude. I think we'll see if Jimmy Garoppolo can throw more than 10 passes in the game.
I'll say I'm leaning towards picking San Fran because I think they're the more complete team, and I think Garoppolo can make enough big plays if it comes down to it. And I have a little conspiracy theory. So I said this on the lead word with Chad, but Andy Reid doesn't just have to beat Kyle Shanahan. Andy Reid has to beat Kyle Shanahan. He has to beat Mike Shanahan, who is Kyle's dad and watches every single practice, and he's basically the best assistant coach in the league. But he's not even on the staff. He just talks to him every day. And he also has to beat Bill Belichick. Have you thought about this yet? Bill Belichick's sitting there, right? And all this Tom Brady shit's going on. And in the back of Bill's mind, he's saying, see, I told you, this Garoppolo guy is a fucking winner. We should have had him, but Robert Kraft, you stepped in and you fucked up, and he wants Garoppolo to win the Super Bowl.
I definitely think that the NFL can be rigged at times. Like, look at the NBA. The NBA is rigged. I think all professional sports is fucking rigged now. And it's weird, but I don't know. I think Garoppolo is a great quarterback, and he's on a team that just he doesn't have to do everything and anything. Like look at Lamar Jackson. That dude had to do so much for his team in the regular season, and then when it came down to the big game, no one else performed. So when it had to go on him again, he underperformed as well. So if you throw Jimmy G in there, everyone can pick up the slack, where he doesn't have to throw 40 balls in the game. He can throw 10 against the Packers, and they blow him out, because their running game is great. Their defense is great. Their receivers are solid, Jimmy G's a great quarterback.
But
very underappreciated.
Don't you think Bill Belichick, he's texted him at least twice this week. He's told him something about it. Belichick has been battling Andy Reid forever. He texted Garoppolo this week. He wants Garoppolo to win. You know it.
Well, yeah. But, I mean, dude, I don't know. I think Bill Belichick kind of keeps to himself, but I mean, I'm not a doctor. I've never met Bill Belichick. I'm sure he's a fun guy like Kawhi Leonard. They have the same personality. They're fun guys. But I agree that I'm sure he's bitching and moaning at his TV right now because Robert Kraft's a scumbag and didn't do the smart thing and trade an aging quarterback when you have a young gun who is a proven winner.
Let me also say this, because I think he threw a little shade at Garoppolo, saying, "Oh, he doesn't have to be that good." Let's get.
I think he's great.
Let's.
What are you fucking talking
Okay.
about? I said he's great.
All right.
Underappreciated because that team is so well rounded, like you said, that he doesn't have to throw the ball 40 times a game. He can throw it 15 times, and his stats might not look great, but that's just because the team is so well rounded.
I also think
You know what I'm saying?
I want to say this. I think they were good last year, but they had the second pick in the draft because Garoppolo was. You don't go from second pick in the draft to Super Bowl if your quarterback just stinks. It just doesn't happen.
Well, when Garoppolo got traded mid-season, what was it, 2 seasons ago?
Yeah.
And he went 6-0.
He just doesn't lose. He doesn't lose.
They were only 10.
Yeah.
And they finished the season like 6-10. So.
And then last year he tore his ACL week 1. They had the second pick in the draft.
Yeah.
So all these people out there.
They got Nick fucking Bosa. Oh,
yeah, he's a monster.
That dude is a monster. And in 2 seasons, they're going to have Nick and Joey Bosa. Joey Bosa is a beast. That dude's unreal.
Now, if I remember correctly, you made fun of me for saying that Nick Bosa was going to be a Hall of Famer.
I think it's fucking his first season. I mean, so I think that's a bold statement, Cotton. We'll see how it pans out for you, but I mean, he's on the right path. I've also started to not give a fuck about Hall of Fames after Larry Walker just got inducted into the MLB Hall of Fame, so, I mean, that's everything about it. So, who gives shit about the Hall of Fame?
Let's move on to, we can move on to baseball, unless you had a prediction for the game. Do you have a prediction for the game for us?
I think Chiefs open it up like in the 4th quarter and win by 2 scores. I'd probably say 21-31 Chiefs.
I think I'm going to go 49ers 31-27.
Not bad pick. I mean, that Chiefs defense blows. It's nothing blow, but it's definitely not good. It's nowhere near the caliber of the Niners.
I can just see the scenario where Raheem Mostert just has like a big game or something. Something crazy happens.
Yeah. See, I think everyone's talking about it now that, the Chiefs stopped Derrick Henry. They stopped this dude who had 3 or 4 games straight of over 175 rushing yards. And he was due for a bad game, but not as, you know what I mean? Like, he wasn't going to do that again. The chances of that were 1 in a billion. So, I think he was just due for a slip game, and it's nothing to boast this Chiefs defense about. It's going to be a slugfest, I think.
Cheese. All right, let's move on to some baseball shit now.
Woo!
So, the big rumor on the street here is that Mookie Betts is going to get traded. What do you think?
I think it's horseshit. Why would the Red Sox trade their best player? Why would they trade a franchise player, a dude who wants to be in Boston, who loves the city, somebody who has gotten them an MVP award, gotten them a World Series title, it's stupid. What they should do is trade Martinez and sign Betts for a long-term deal for Mike Trout-esque money. I think it's retarded that people are talking about this right now.
I agree with you.
What would you give up? What are those Dodgers rumored to be giving up to Betts? Because the price has to be alarming, like just astounding. Like all of King Midas' silver.
I said this yesterday, and I think people are just making shit up. But
I do too. Yeah. I agree. I think it's just all clickbait.
And nobody has worse reporters than baseball. Like, you got Woj in the NBA, like, he's never wrong. And in the NFL, like, Schefter's he's 95% of Woj.
He's spot on. I'd give him 80.
But in baseball, like,
still a B.
Baseball, there's, like, 6, like, main guys, and they're always just fucking making shit up. Constantly. Like, that fucking John Paul Morosi, who brags about how he can speak 8 languages, but he's, like, staring off into outer space. He's wrong all the time. Like, all the time.
I think the thing is with baseball, because you've brought this point up many times, how views are down, how attendance is down. Baseball is literally dying. Like, the fan aspect of it. And the thing is, these reporters have to get these big names out there somehow. They will go to any length to just make sure that baseball is getting the airtime that it deserves so it doesn't become hockey. And throw in one of the biggest stars, if not the top 3 guy in baseball, his name out in trade rumors right now is going to do that. It's going to get people's ears perked up. It's going to say, oh my God, did you hear Mookie Betts is on the trade block? Like, what are they doing? And then it's clickbait, like I said, dude.
And the other problem was you got people like Ken Rosenthal, who I used to like, but like now he works for this athletic company and he puts like little fucking stupid clickbait tweets out there so that people will pay for the subscription to read his articles, but it's all nonsense.
Yeah.
Let me say this though. I wouldn't trade Mookie Betts, but I wouldn't say he's untouchable. I don't think you can ever be like, this guy's untouchable, I won't trade him. Like, I wouldn't be shopping him, but somebody had a rumor out there. It's Alex Verdugo, Jeter Downs, top 5 pitching prospect, and they're willing to take on the David Price contract. I would do that.
It's a smart move, yeah. I mean, I would too, but the thing is, I agree with what you're saying. Nobody is untouchable. I think that this stigma that is surrounding baseball right now is that, like, your best guy on each team is not going to be touched. Aaron Judge, I would say, has up in the Yankees. Mike Trout, obviously. Bryce Harper. Like, these guys are quote-unquote untouchable. Mookie Betts, Cody Bellinger. Quote-unquote untouchable. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Mike Trout should have been requesting a trade from the get-go. Because ignore the Angels look at the Angels. They're stuck with Trout now, and they're never going to get any better. They're never going to dig themselves out of 3rd, 4th place in that division.
Nope.
Look at the Red Sox right now. That says how many years left on his contract. You're a huge Red Sox guy. You should know this. 2?
Who? 1? For Betts. 1. That's it. Just this year.
So he should, theoretically, if you can't sign him if you can't agree to a deal, you got to trade him.
That's basically...
You're not going to get anything.
That's basically what I'm thinking. And let's just say this. If you did trade him, it doesn't mean you couldn't sign him in the offseason.
Yeah.
The Yankees did this with Aroldis Chapman. They traded Aroldis Chapman for Gleyber Torres and then re-signed Chapman as a free agent.
Yep.
So I'm just saying I wouldn't trade him, but I wouldn't say he should be untouchable because I don't think anybody should be untouchable.
I don't think anybody should. And The thing is, with professional sports now, there's no loyalty, so you can't bank on a guy saying, I'm staying here for my entire career, because we've seen it time and again where that guy says that, he says all the right things, I love the city, and then the city wants to continue to grow, and they got to skip on his contract a bit, and he's out in the offseason. He leaves in free agency. The only guy that I have not seen do that is Tom Brady. And honestly,
let me do one more topic here before we close out. This sign stealing scandal, you brought it up yesterday. I've said enough about it. I just want to get your thoughts on it.
All right, so my thing is with the sign stealing, the way that the Astros did it was pretty fucking horrible. So if the buzzer rumor is true, and the pipe slamming and trash can pounding is obviously real, that's a big advantage. That is a huge advantage. But every team was doing it. From like, what was it, 2009 they had evidence of most teams doing it until 2 years ago, and then the Astros continued to do it, and they broke the rules. I think Manfred's a little pussy. I mean, write something down. Put something on paper. You can't just say, hey, if you do this, I'm going to give you a timeout. Like, there's going to be repercussions.
Yeah.
But there's no incentive or there's no stick. You know, I was an education major, and the way you get to kids is carrots and sticks, rewards, punishment. There was no punishment there. So just say, hey, you are going to get in trouble. To not tell you what that stick is going to be is stupid. So, and not putting a firm cross the T's, dot the I's rule on paper, that is irresponsible on his part. So, do I think the Astros got an appropriate punishment? Yeah, I do. I think it's appropriate. I think what they did was pretty shitty. Like, it was pretty bad. Everyone did it. There's a difference from stealing signs from second base and having a camera in center field. I just wish that the fucking Phillies would have done it, because they're like the only team that I feel didn't do it because they blew. They were horrible. God damn, they suck.
I have a lot of problems with this sign stealing thing, and I think you mentioned a lot of them. Number one, they got this information because Mike Fiers was mad at the Astros that they didn't re-sign him, and he tattled like a little fourth grader saying, "Ooh, this kid's cheating." Like, it's so embarrassing to me. It would be one thing if MLB did their own investigation and they said, look, we're finding all this stuff, like, you can't be doing this. Wasn't the case. This started because Mike Fiers is a big pussy.
It's a really bad look for the entire, like, MLB, like, for the Astros. It's a bad look for everybody involved because it was handled so poorly.
Yep.
From every party, it was handled horribly. Like you said, pitcher didn't get re-signed. Like, he's a little bitch. I mean, you don't snitch. Snitches get stitches. It's rule one on the playground.
Yep.
And I don't know. I have some very mixed emotions for it because my gut says at the end of the day, you still got to be able to hit that ball. You know what I mean?
Listen, how many times in wrestling have we said, like, hey, there's a bad call, fucking man up and fucking deal with it? Like, shit's gonna happen.
Tomatoes, tomatoes. You know, you're comparing apples to oranges right here. Like, wrestling completely different sport. Back to baseball. Shit happens, yeah. You gotta outplay bad officiating sometimes, but this wasn't officiating. This was complete cheating. And the way I look at it is you still have to hit the ball, yes, but that to know if it's going to be a 99-mile-per-hour fastball versus an off-speed pitch, that's a huge advantage, dude, like walking up to the plate.
I have so many problems with the way this was handled, though. You said it right. You hit it right on the head. Like, there should be a defined rule, and there isn't one. It should be, if you are caught, it's this many games. If you use a camera, it's this many games. If you do this, it's this. There's nothing written down about defined punishments for any of this.
The crazy thing that's going to be is 10 years from now, when these guys are starting to retire, Jose Altuve is arguably one of the best players of the last 10 years. I mean, not arguably, he is. How is his legacy going to be impacted by this? Alex Bregman, one of the brightest young stars in this game. If he starts to slump and goes back to Alex Bregman coming up, like his numbers last year took an astounding leap forward. Was that due to sign stealing, or was that because of he's starting to click with the game? You know what I mean? If his numbers drop this year, are we going to start hearing, oh, it's because he was stealing signs, it was because he was cheating? How is his legacy going to be impacted by this?
I hate this so much. I hate this entire conversation. Here's the problem with it. It's going to keep happening because Rob Manfred made a deal with the devil and let all the players off the hook, and none of the players are going to deal with any of the consequences. The managers are just going to keep getting fired, and it's going to keep happening.
Every player except for Carlos Beltran. That's the funny freaking thing, because Beltran wasn't a manager at the time. He was a player, and he just got fired from the Mets after 3 weeks. Unreal. I think that's the biggest travesty in this whole thing.
Yep.
Like, that sucks, dude. Carlos Beltran's a Hall of Famer. Hall of Fame player. One of the best switch hitters of our generation.
If he would have taken a job next year, doesn't happen.
Dude, back to legacy. How is Carlos Beltran's legacy going to be affected by this after being a part of it?
I have no opinion on this because I hate all this conversation. I don't want to talk about any of this legacy shit until Barry Bonds is in the Hall of Fame.
I'm not a Bonds guy. I'm not a steroid guy. So our views are very different in that regard. And
well,
whatever.
How about this, though? Curt Schilling is not in the Hall of Fame. Why?
Curt Schilling is because Curt Schilling was very vocal with his political beliefs, and because the National Baseball Hall of Fame is completely biased. There's so much corruption in it. I gotta be honest with you, man. For somebody like Larry Walker and Edgar Martinez, the Martinez thing irks me so much.
How is Curt Schilling not in the Hall of Fame?
Not to be in the Hall of Fame before Curt Schilling, who should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer, Cy Young Award winner, 3-time World Series champion, 3,100 strikeouts, over 250 wins, World Series MVP. For this guy to not be in the Hall of Fame, it's not right, and it's a travesty to the integrity of the Hall of Fame itself, and that just shows corruption in it. For Derek Jeter to, I don't know, dude, it's unreal. I'm not a fan of it. Like, for Ken Griffey Jr. to not be a unanimous Hall of Famer. Ken Griffey Jr. If injuries don't hit him, he was the best player of that generation. And if injuries didn't hit him, he would have had 700 home runs. But he still had 630, 640. That's astounding to me. It's bullshit. Scott Rowland should be a Hall of Famer. He should have been a Hall of Famer before Martinez because he played the field.
That's my point with this whole thing. I just don't want to get into this legacy thing because the Baseball Hall of Fame is so corrupt already that I can't handle another argument. I can't do it.
Listen, Larry Walker was a great player. He was a Jim Rice kind of player. You know what I mean? He won an MVP. He didn't put up the stats, but he was a very good player for these teams that he played for. And he played for teams that really didn't matter. He played for matter at the time, I should say.
The Cardinals.
He played for the Expos. He played for them for what? A couple of seasons.
I just want to make fun of you.
to a World Series in 04. But
how'd that one go?
Shut the fuck up, you fucking dude. Yeah, shut up. He played for the Rockies, and he won an MVP for them. Dude was a great player, like I said. A Jim Rice caliber guy. But, I don't know, I never thought of him as a Hall of Famer. I'm a big guy on for baseball anyway. You got to hit some some of these stats. And he was nowhere close to 3,000 hits, nowhere close to 500 home runs, which I consider are the benchmarks. He did have a 313 batting average, which is great. I mean, and that's Hall of Fame worthy in itself. And he's an MVP. I mean, do I see it? Yeah, I see him as a Hall of Fame. I'm not going to be upset about that one, but I don't think, like you said, he should be in before Curt Schilling, before Scott Rowland. And everyone gets on me about Scott Rowland, but Scott Rowland has 7 Gold Gloves at third base, third most ever. He has 330 home runs, which is, I believe, the same as Larry Walker. He has more hits than Edgar Martinez. And he had a 270, 280 batting average. I think the dude, not a first ballot, but I see him getting in the next couple of years. I mean, he should. He's a World Series champ as well. Rookie of the Year, 1997 with the Phillies. Scott Rowland should be in the Hall of Fame, and if you don't think that, I think you're a little ignorant, and you're a bit of a dick.
All right, Chach. It's probably a good place to wrap it up. Good episode this week.
Well, great episode, man. I had fun. I'm glad to be back on That's Some Cheese. Don't forget, Vendetta Nation, if you made it to the end, we went on a couple rants. Make sure to check out Passionate Guys. Just like 4 childhood friends getting drunk, telling some stories, and getting into the depths of our drunken minds and going on some rants.
Make sure to listen to Passionate Guys. Thank you guys for listening to That's Some Cheese. Until next time, we will see you soon.
Cheese. Tell you something. You know what really grinds my gears? You, America. Fuck you, Diane.